Hey toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today, we're taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins, Ninjor, the evil Ninja Warrior. For Masters of the Universe Classics, Ninjor had to be renamed Ninja Warrior because Bandai and Power Rangers had the Ninjor trademark. I wonder if now that Hasbro owns Power Rangers and they haven't released a Ninjor figure, if that's why the Ninjor copyright has lapsed. The back of his package says, Ninjor uses uncanny stealth abilities to spy on and surprise attack the heroes of Eternia. You can see he's up against King Randor and Champ Clamp. I'm wondering if we're going to hear about a King Randor release in the near future. Down below that on the card, there are some call-outs to how to use his accessories and pose the figure, as well as cross-sell for He-Man, Skeletor, and the lineup for this wave that includes Stratos, Hordak, Triclops, and Ninjor. Here we've got Ninjor out of the package. I just got him and the rest of the wave in from Big Bad Toy Store. I had them on pre-order. He's a great looking figure, but there are a few things about the original one that kind of trump this guy. So this time around, Ninjor, the Ninja Demon, has no cloth good accessories. The original one had a face that you could put a cloth mask over and remove it. He also had a cloth shirt. Granted, the sculpted shirt and sculpted mask look way cooler for display, but that's a lot of play value lost for kids. It's kind of a shame you can't see his face, but in some ways this may help them avoid stereotypes, because this way he just looks more demonic and less like a human. And in fact, if you can't see his whole face, I feel like the demon feet work better. I always thought it was odd when you could unmask him and he was very humanoid, but yet had demon feet. So this figure uses a lot of the same parts that we've seen on other characters. Basically, he's Skeletor body-wise. He's got the fins on his wrists, he's got the monster feet, but he's got a new head, and he's got some new chest armor here. And this is the first time I've seen this, maybe for this wave, I guess. There is a part here that tells us which things are removable. Points out the head, joint at the neck there, the shoulders, the wrists, and the boots, as well as the waist. So he does come apart like all the other ones. I wonder if kids are breaking these guys, trying to take them apart at the wrong spots, and they're getting some complaints, so that's why they decided to call it out. Because this has never been a feature called out on the figures originally. So you can unbuckle his shirt. Of course, you're going to have to remove his head to take that off. There's no real advantage to removing it because it just exposes black muscles underneath, or a black bodysuit under his gi here. And it is a little tricky getting these clasps to go in and out. I would be worried about kids ripping these eventually. The shirt features a nice tampo print there with the dragon with the sword. I like how it's got a little belt sculpted off the side. He's got all the articulation you would imagine out of an Origins figure, with a ball joint at the head, ball joints at the shoulders. He's got a hinge at the elbow, rotation and hinge joints at the wrists, which work great for a ninja. A nice range of motion at the hips, knee joints, and ankle rockers. There's a lot of MOTU characters that, I've always excused the fact they don't have a lot of articulation because they're just big beefcake kind of guys. So maybe they don't move around that much. They wouldn't necessarily get in these amazing action poses. But for Ninjor, it is really nice to be able to pose him a little bit better with his accessories and his skill set. And when I mention accessories, it's really cool that he can hold his accessories, like this gray sword. It's slightly silver, but it's definitely not metallic. It hints that it's silver or metal, but falls a little short. He can hold that in either one of his hands, but it can also be stored on his back, which is really awesome. I love that. Ninja Turtles was a great line for giving characters holsters. He-Man, as for the most part, didn't do holsters, but they've definitely started adding them a little bit more with MOTU Classics and then here with Origins. He also comes with his bow and arrow. It has a handle built into the front here. It has the little finger guard, which is very retro-inspired. Posing him with it like it's a bow can be a little tricky, but it's definitely easier with this version than it was with the vintage. Alright, so that's not a bad looking arrow shooting pose. This tab on the side here kind of gets in the way with that, but that tab is specifically there so he can hold this on his back when he's using his other accessories, which I do think that's a really nice feature. His final accessory is his nunchuck. The vintage figure had a metal chain between his nunchucks, which was fantastic. This guy really was, the vintage version was a really good value for kids with the cloth accessories and the real chain nunchuck. This time around, it's plastic chain, but I do really like that it has actual chain links there, and it's not just like a wire or something that you bend and flex and then it breaks, which is common in toys. He also has a little loop here on his belt where you can stick one handle of the nunchuck, and so it can just kind of hang there. It'd be kind of cool if there were two, but, you know, one does the job, so that's pretty great. Here I've got the Origins Ninjor between two vintage Ninjors. You can see him with the cloth shirt and the cloth mask, as well as unmasked. I don't know where my vintage Ninjor bow and arrow is. I'm 99% sure I own one, but I couldn't find it with the figure. But you can see the chain nunchucks here, and some other differences, like the fact that this version's sword has the little guard on it there. But you can see the clip on his back is reminiscent of the straps on this figure. Ninjor includes the Sneak Attack mini-comic, which is packed in with everyone in this wave. This story predominantly features Ninjor going up against the people of Avion, the world where Stratos is from. And of course, He-Man has to make his debut to go up against Hordak, another new character from the wave. Triclops and Skeletor also make appearances. Triclops is also in this wave. There's the cross-sell, same as the back of the package. I would have really loved to have seen Ninjor to come with two heads, so you could swap out the masked head for the unmasked head. But he comes with more accessories than most MOTU figures do, so I can't complain too much there. Here we've got the shirt, the sword, the nunchuck, and the bow, which is all pretty great. In the comments down below, let me know what you think of Ninjor. And thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like and subscribe.